Fancy meeting you here again. Well, along with cooking, you have to do the dishes, right? Somebody has to clean up. Well, that's usually the cook around here. That's me. So I'm going to be doing the dishes. And along with doing the dishes, I'm a jabberbox, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit. So today I thought we would talk about sin and the two most common sins the devil uses. The things that he tempts us with the most. And that would be, number one, being food. Food, you say? What? That's what I said too. Yeah, food. So he tempted Jesus when Jesus was fasting for 40 days. Remember? He tempted him with food. Why wouldn't he tempt us with food? We either are eating too much or too little, and we worry about our weight, which goes into the temptation of food. We're worrying more about food and putting food on the altar than we are worrying about God and what he wants, right? Then that ties into your image, right? So then you're worried about your food, and then you have your image. Either you feel like you're too big, or you feel like you're too small. Or you're obese, or you're overly thin. These all tie in to the temptation of food. Because if it can get you on one, it leads to this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And all of that wraps up into being vain. And there's another sin. See how that works? He also tempts you with sex. Now, I don't have to tell you or convince you or prove to you, because everybody knows that sex is the biggest temptation out there right now to most people. Right? Yes. It is. People are out there sleeping with 10, 12 people in their lifetime, and that's usually like probably on average. I don't know. I'm not one of those people. But we were not meant to do that. We were meant to be with one person. The person that God chose. But most of us don't go that way. Most of us don't. Most of us choose the person ourselves, never even faculty in Jesus. Never ask him once, do you think this is the person for me? Never say, God, lead me to the person, instead of picking the person yourself. God has so much better a plan than we have for ourselves. You think that if he picks the person that you're going to marry or that you're going to be with, that you aren't going to absolutely love and adore them, and they are absolutely going to love and adore you? God only wants the best for you. He's not going to pick a person that you're going to hate, that you're going to despise, that you're not going to have anything in common with, that you won't be able to work together, or anything like that. God's not like that. He knows you better than you know you. He does. He's amazing like that. We never took in consideration if we were equally yoked, most of us. And then we wonder why our marriages ended up in divorce. See that right there. We jump into the bed with the person of choice, who we connect with, who we are infatuated with, who we may even have a connection with. But did we once ask if we were equally yoked? Did you ask what they believed in? Probably not. Did you ask not only what they believed in, but how deep they believe in it? These are questions you need to probe into when getting into a relationship. Because the devil's out there tempting you. And everybody's fallen for it. It's wild how everybody has fallen for that sin. Everybody wants love so badly that they don't question the next person they go to bed with. And that person could actually have some demons and entities that once you sleep with them, now you have those demons and entities. And whoever you sleep with will have those demons and entities. Why do you think God tells you not to do it? There's so many reasons why you should not be out there having sex with just everybody. There's so many reasons why it should be sacred. There's so many reasons why you should be avoiding that temptation. But people fall into it. They not only fall into it, they fall into it with sexual adultery, by wanting someone else's spouse, or pretending to be single when they're married so that they can sleep with someone, or they like multiple partners, or they're married and they sleep around, or there's all kinds of things that you don't know about your person. If you do not ask God, you're not going to find out. And you're going to be deceived like so many are. Like I was. And like my ex-husband was. We were not equally yoked. Nowhere near. And we didn't even know. I didn't know God back then. I never even asked him. I never questioned him. I just went for it. Hindsight's 20/20. But on that note, we end up in a lot of trouble because of our sexual sin. We either are the gossip of the town because we committed an adulterous act, either knowingly or not knowingly, or we sleep around with a lot of people. So then all of a sudden you have a reputation, or you get a disease, or you get an illness. Now, I'm telling you that this just leads into one other sin after another sin. So now you're feeling bad about yourself because you've had all these sexual encounters. You feel horrible about yourself. Your self-worth is down. And now you're getting depressed. And now you're feeling the repercussions of having sex with somebody. And you're looking for that love connection. And now you're starting to get confused of what is a love connection and what is a sexual connection. See, that's how the devil tempts you. He tempts you with one that leads to many more issues. This is why God tells us and directs us not to do these things, right? But do any of us listen? Most of us do not. Most of us do not. We're like spoiled children and think we can do it our way and it'll work. Now, how many times you tell your parents, I got this, I can do it, and had to go back to your parents and eat crow because you had no idea of what you were doing? Well, it's the same thing. God is your Father, and He's trying to direct you. And on the eating thing, we worry so much about food. We really do. I enjoy cooking. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. I'm a foodie. I am. But it is not my obsession. It is not what I put on the altar. It is a gift that God gave me. It's a passion that He gave me that I love to do it as an art. I love to feed people, both feed them with food and feed their soul. I like to do that. So that is my gift that God has given me. But I don't put the food on the altar. I don't really worry about my weight so much except for my health. So I got to do some exercising so I can eat what I want. And I try to eat organically. And you just got to take and make sure that you don't put food on the altar and you leave sex with the devil and live a good, clean life. Because that's what it's about. God bless you.